Hello, everybody. It's Miss Winfield here with a very special assembly for you today. So, you might be thinking, oh, I can hear you, Miss Winfield, but I can't see you. Don't worry about that. Okay, that's because I want to go through this PowerPoint with you. So, today is a very special day because it is Safer Internet Day, and it's a day that's celebrated across the globe in over 170 countries with thousands of children joining in. So we're very lucky to be part of this today. Now, what is Safer Internet Day, I hear you ask? It's a day where we can celebrate all the great things about being online and remind ourselves of how we can stay safe. Okay. So, what devices do you use to find information online? So, have a look at these pictures to help you. What do you use? Okay. I know I use some of these devices. Pause the video now and have a little chat. So, there are lots of different ways you can use the internet, and this is also called going online, and they both mean the same thing. Okay, so can you give me a thumbs up if you or somebody in your house has ever played on an iPad or a tablet? Give me a thumbs up if you have. I can see Layla giving me a thumbs up. She's played on a tablet before. What about if so you or somebody in your house has used a computer or a laptop? I can see Miss Khan giving me a thumbs up. She's used a laptop before, super stuff. Give me a thumbs up if you or somebody you know has watched a TV show on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney Plus. I'm putting my thumbs up because I love a bit of Disney Plus and a bit of Netflix. Put your thumbs up if you have asked a smart speaker to do something. Okay, so you might have said, I'm not going to say the secret code word now because Miss Winfield's you know what will start talking to me. If you've said, Echo, play Disney songs, for example. Put your thumbs up if you have played with other people on an online game. Now, Miss Winfield has recently invested in Animal Crossing, and I think it's fabulous. And I've been playing Animal Crossing with my sister online. Okay, so I've done that before, and I know lots of you have played games before. I know Lewis and Harrison, you love a bit of Mario and a bit of Sonic. So, what about then if you've used a mobile phone to chat to somebody or video call them? Have you done that before? I think, especially at the moment, lots of us have done that. I gave my grandma a ring last night on the phone and it was lovely. And then we had a little FaceTime as well. I think because we're not allowed to see people at the moment, it's really, really lovely to be able to talk to them on the phone. So the internet is a wonderful thing. Okay, we just need to know how to be safe when we use it. And finally, you might have used a smartwatch to count how many steps you have done or something similar. Right. So, what do you like to do online? So, when you've gone online, when you've logged onto your laptop or your phone or your tablet or your game, what do you do? Have a little chat. Pause the video. What do you do online? Okay, so I would love to know some of the things you do, and these are some pictures that might help give you some ideas. You might look at photos online that your family might have shared. You might listen to your favorite songs, okay? Or you might like to find out information about your favorite thing. For example, how new dinosaurs were discovered. So I know Hope went to the museum before and she was very excited about what she saw. So Hope might use the internet to research a little bit more. Okay, so talk to the person next to you for 30 seconds about what do you do online. Right then. So if you're in school, maybe you could pause the video and share with other people what you do online. And maybe if you're at home, you could ask your grown-ups, what do you do online? They might say, we do the weekly shop. They might watch some videos on YouTube. Okay, there are lots of things that our grown-ups might do online. They might do the same things as us, chat to their friends, listen to music, look at photos, lots and lots of things. Right, so this year, for Safer Internet Day, we're looking at information online and whether we can trust every single thing that we read or see. So can you give me a thumbs up if you think everything that you see online is true? Do you think every single thing you see? Or give me a thumbs down if you think that some things online might not be true. Okay, so I'm sensing with my spidey senses that a lot of you have got your thumbs down, and you are absolutely correct. Because although there is lots of great information online that is useful and trustworthy, it's important to remember that there's also information online that is not so trustworthy and may be there to try and confuse us. Okay, so when we're using the internet, we need to be really, really safe, okay, in how we're using it. So, in just a moment, I'm going to read you a story. Okay, well, we're going to listen to a story actually, and it's called Detective DigiDuck. And Miss Winfield's not read this story before, so I'm very, very excited. And we're very lucky because the author, Lindsay Buck, is going to read it to us. But before we do that, I just want to ask you a couple of questions, okay? And I don't expect answers right now. I thought it might be nice to think about these questions whilst we're listening to Digi Duck. So, number one, what facts about yourself should you not tell to strangers online and offline as well? And what can we call these facts? Have a think about that. So, for example, if Miss Winfield was going online and she was going to play Animal Crossing with some friends with some people that she didn't know using online play, do you think I should tell them my whole name? Should I tell them where I live? Should I give them my bank details? Okay. Should I give them my phone number? Have a little think about those things. If you think I shouldn't do that, can you tell someone next to you why not? Why can't I do that? And then number two, which adults would you ask for help? Would you ask for help if something worried you online? That's a really important question, actually, because if somebody said to you, oh, Miss Winfield, can you give me your address? That might make me feel a little bit funny inside, and I might be thinking, oh, that's a bit strange. And I know that we shouldn't give out our personal information, our private information. So I might go and tell my friend, I might go and tell my mum, I might even give Miss Khan a ring and say, oh, Miss Khan, somebody's asking me for my phone number. And then hopefully Miss Khan would say, oh, Miss Winfield, don't give that out because that's your personal information. So I've just identified many people that I could go and talk to. So without further ado, let's listen to Detective DigiDuck. Right, I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to put my video on so I can say a little hello. There we go. I am here in person, in real life, and let me get the story ready for you. Right, so go on there. There we go. So hopefully you can all see that. I'm just going to turn my video off so you can focus on Detective DigiDuck. Right then, let's have a listen and let's be thinking about those questions from earlier.
School had nearly finished for the year, and DigiDuck had one last project. His teacher, Mrs. Goose, had asked the class to find out about animals that live in the forest. DigiDuck knew his parents had friends in the forest, but he'd never been. Forests were a mystery. He needed to rush, though. Crazy Cat and Footy Fox were on his family farmyard games team, and they were so close to winning. If he could do this quickly, they could still play before bedtime. He searched online for forest animals. There were so many websites to choose from, but one picture caught his attention straight away. Perfect, he said happily. DigiDuck discovered that a deer's antlers are the fastest growing body part of any animal in the world, and once they start growing, they don't stop. Doves travel for thousands of miles when they migrate and are happiest in cold weather. All dragons can fly and breathe fire. They live in the deepest, darkest forests. That's incredible, said DigiDuck. He looked at the clock. Crazy Cat would still be online. Game time! Later that week, when Mrs. Goose returned his work, he was surprised. "Oh no," he exclaimed. "I wonder where I went wrong." He arrived home feeling glum, but soon cheered up when he saw that Wise Owl was visiting. He was a good friend and had helped DigiDuck before. "I don't understand," said DigiDuck, showing them his work. "The website I chose had lots of information and fantastic pictures. I thought they were all facts. How can I tell the difference?" "Something is only a fact if you can prove or show that it's true," explained Wise Owl. "Like the fact that all birds have beaks. We can see that. We know that it's true. So if I said all birds have 8 legs, that is not a fact. I know it's untrue because I am one," replied DigiDuck. "Precisely," said Wise Owl. "Also, things you read or see online might just be ideas that people have. I could say on the internet that Brave Bat is the best superhero, but you might think that Daring Duck is better. We can't say who's right or wrong because they're our opinions or feelings that we have. To check if something is a fact, you have to be a detective, DigiDuck, and look for information or clues in other places too." DigiDuck leapt up enthusiastically. "Detective DigiDuck, on the case!" He quickly stopped in his tracks. "Hang on, where else are we going to look for information?" "I'm going to teach you 3 things that you can do to help decide if what you found on the internet is a fact or not. We'll use a different one for each forest animal," explained Wise Owl. "We'll video call one of the animals, we'll chat with your parents, and we'll look on another website too." "This is going to be amazing," yelled DigiDuck. "Please, can we call the dragon first? Please!" "We'll save the dragon for later, but we'll call my friend Big Buck first. No one knows more about being a deer than a deer himself." The call connected and a magnificent stag appeared on screen. His antlers were quite unexpected though. "Hi," waved DigiDuck. "The internet says that your antlers grow really fast and never stop, but now I'm not so sure." "Our antlers grow remarkably fast," said Big Buck proudly. "That part's true, but we shed them in the spring and they grow again in the summer." "Wait, they come off?" quacked DigiDuck, turning a little pale. "It's okay," chuckled Big Buck. "They're meant to, and it doesn't hurt a bit." They returned to the project over dinner. "Mummy Duck, can you tell us anything about doves?" asked Wise Owl. "I know that doves are truly extraordinary flyers. It won't be long before our friends think about heading off again." "Where to?" asked DigiDuck. "The internet said they like cold places." "Not all doves are the same, but some fly an exceptionally long way to get to warmer places, and this migration lasts many months." "Oh, the stories they tell," replied Mummy Duck wistfully. "Right, Detective, what have you learned so far?" asked Wise Owl. DigiDuck studied his notebook. "To check the information you find online, you need to talk about it with an adult. You might even know an expert who can help too." "Very good," replied Wise Owl. "That just leaves the dragon." "Oh, I can't wait," said DigiDuck, hopping excitedly. Before we start, it's useful to ask yourself some questions about what you've discovered online. There might be things that you already know that can help. A good detective thinks really carefully about the clues to decide what the facts are. "What do you know about dragons so far?" asked Wise Owl. "The website said they can fly and breathe fire," replied DigiDuck. "Have you, or anyone you know, ever seen a dragon?" Wise Owl asked kindly. "I've seen a dragonfly before, but not a flying dragon. I don't think anyone I know has seen one of those. Have you seen any other photographs, videos, or news reports about dragons? In your books, on TV, or anywhere online? I watched a video about Komodo dragons, but they're actually the biggest lizards in the world. There are fire-breathing dragons in my bedtime stories, but lots of made-up things happen there too. DigiDuck sat quietly, considering the clues in his mind. After a while, he said with a little sigh, "I think dragons might not be real." "I'm afraid they aren't," comforted Wise Owl. "The information you found about dragons was untrue. They only live in made-up stories, but what terrific stories they are." Wise Owl and DigiDuck searched online for a different animal to complete his project. The family farmyard had lots of interesting forest facts, and DigiDuck also checked a website that Mrs. Goose had shown them. On the last day of term, the children were bursting with excitement. As a special treat, Mrs. Goose had arranged a picnic lunch at the forest school.
Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that story. And I think that story was lovely because it shows us that we need to be careful online because not every single thing that we see is true. Okay, and we need to make sure we're looking for the best information. So I hope you've enjoyed today's Safer Internet Day assembly. And we are going to be having another little video later on where you are going to have a task to do. You're going to have a job to do. Okay. And throughout the day, while you're doing your maths and your English, just have in the back of your brains, how can you make sure you're safe when using the internet? So I'll see you all very soon. And thank you very much for watching. Bye.